TeamSpeak, maybe with PvP.
Silly Merc thought that would be an easy kill.
Wait, you're not?
Bro.
Not. Well, actually, I am. Never mind. Hello everybody, Vagran Gaming here. It's been a little bit. In case you were curious, I started playing The Division for a bit. It's a lot of fun, and I upgraded my monitor, so I've been playing it in 1440, and it's pretty wild. So what I'm hoping to do is get it figured out so I can record the Old Republic in that resolution, and then I can start updating the video quality. That's the plan anyway. But that aside, I'm with the Guild, Republic as always, and we've got ourselves a civil war. I ran over to intercept for our best defense man there, Ranley. Just covered him to make sure he capped the node, and now I'm going to speed things up, and I'm going to rush over to the east node to help out the rest of the team. There we are, nice and fast. The magic of editing. So we've got the game of keep away going. I roll away, pop my dodge. He's going to come back in. I'm going to go for my knockback. And I was expecting him to start to charge towards me again, which is why I went for unload. And I figured by the time he gets back in melee range, the last hit would tick and push him away again, but didn't work out. It just wasn't on the cards. He made the smart move to move back towards the node, because if Pharaoh there wasn't already capping, he was about to. And it's a 3-on-1 situation, so he makes a logical move and grenades all three of us. I know some people dislike the idea of grenades being used if it's not ranked. Personally, I don't mind. The way I look at it, you can craft them, you can use them, you're not breaking any rules, it's just a playstyle choice. So, then a healer comes in, and he's got another person, looks like a merc, if I'm catching that right. So it's two mercs and a jug. He flies away, I roll right after him. I was actually pretty happy with that move. I think I yelled Jackie Chan at my monitor when that happened, because I didn't want to break line of sight quite yet. So everybody's kind of far away from me, which I like, because as ranged, especially as one that wasn't super comfortable at kiting, this is my comfort zone. So we've got the node capped, and I'm going to cut ahead because there's a bit of just sitting around waiting to guard the node. So there's going to be a bunch of jump cuts in this one. Alright, there's one. So we've got two more people coming at us. And I was able to get the hunker down before the choke hit, which was nice. And he hit his reflect, but I went ahead with the wounding shots anyway. I've talked about this before, but in case you missed it, the way wounding shots works, every time it connects, it triggers both of your dots. So your grenade, I think it's not acid grenade, shrapnel grenade, and your vital shot. So the wounding shot damage gets reflected, the dot damage doesn't. So he's not really reflecting that much damage back at me. So most of the time when the Juggernaut hits the reflect, I just shoot right through it, because I'm like, I don't care. I mean, the weapon damage from wounding shots isn't really that much. It's when you add up the wounding shot in addition to your dots ticking, like twice as fast, that's where a lot of that damage comes from. So now things are getting a little bit messy. They've got the equivalent of a saboteur, or a sabotage. I'm not really sure what it's called for MP side. I haven't played it in a long time. So he's got that slow fire pulse going, he got his scrambling field up, he's got all kinds of goodies that's just kind of mucking it up for us. So he's doing his job. Managed to get a little bit to the outside, and we're starting to whittle him down. He's starting to get low, and it looks like Pharaoh finished him off there. And now I'm going to swap over to the merc. And it looks like he might have his reflect going as well. Now, as far as reflect goes for mercs, it's a little bit different, because if I throw my dots on a merc and they pop their reflective shield, everything gets bounced back. So I'll put my dots on them, they'll hit the reflect, and I'll stop attacking them, but I'll still have a lot of my dot damage being bounced back at me, which is kind of funny. So I usually switch to sweeping blasters when I notice it, and I don't always notice it in time. Fortunately, we had enough pressure that they were driven away and dealt with. And now, just swapping targets. Got a nice execute there, and now focusing on the Sork here. Bloodletting. And I think Bloodletting's going to come back in a minute. I think they show up a couple of times. That technique right there, the roll there, it's one of the things I like to do. I don't know how super effective it is, but whenever I roll away, I leave that little bit of like the burning acid cloud there. Some of my guildmates joke with it and call it a methane cloud. But it applies a slow, in addition to doing a little bit of damage. So if a melee is close enough where I can roll away from them and hit that at the same time, I just go for it. Because I figure it'll put the slow on, a little bit of damage, and kind of helps hold them in one place. So here comes Bloodletting again. And Captain I'm going to mess this up. Tachyon charge. He was actually pretty funny. We were chatting a lot while we were waiting in between attacks, and he was going on and on about how much he loves tanking. He just likes to yank people in and hit a stun. So he kept him busy. I fired away. And up, here comes that Sork again. Bloodletting's coming back for more. I think his plan was to see if he can draw more people over to the node, which sometimes that works. Like someone says, oh, there's one incoming, and the team overcompensates. Fortunately, Tachyon and I, like, we had it locked down, so we were fine. And I think this was, I lost count, second or third time that Bloodletting took a run at us, and this time, the third guy jumped in, and yeah, it got real ugly real fast for him. So we jumped ahead again, and this time there's two of them. I'm not really worried at this point. I remember I was kind of feeling lax. Like, I didn't notice that I hadn't died yet. And when I notice I haven't died yet, I get super nervous. But I spent so much time just goofing off with Tachyon charge at the node that when someone attacked, I was like, oh, yeah, alright, I guess we're fighting again. And one of the original reasons why I started playing a Gunslinger was because I thought it'd be cool to play a different class and see if they could be like, maybe not a hard counter against mercs, but to see how well they hold up. And because there was a couple of times I was on Jael and I unloaded my gunnery rotation into a Gunslinger and it didn't touch him. So I figured, maybe that'll be fun to try out, and it has been. And that was the section there from the clip at the beginning. And one thing to note, I did have my scrambling field up, so I was getting healed, but I was also getting some heals put on me from outside. So like I was covered. One-on-one, I wasn't positive if how well it would have gone. I think I could have beaten him, maybe. I don't know. My win-loss record with one-on-one is very, very mixed. I'm often more surprised when I beat somebody one-on-one than otherwise, because most of the time I'm concentrating on, like fighting as a team. But one-on-ones, they do happen on occasion. If anything, I use it as like a benchmark. But as you can see, we've held the nodes. We held them for a long time. They're down to their last 20 points. They're going to need 3 to win, and I don't think they have the damage for it. They may not even have had a healer on. Wait, they did have a healer. For a second there, I couldn't remember if they had a healer on their team or not. But that's neither here nor there any longer. Took out that last sniper, and it's a win. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the channel. I'll catch you guys next time.